Hey, I have no idea how this video is going to turn out. I haven't really got a script. I just wrote a bunch of notes before recording this. I'm also very tired. I felt like I should make this because I was obviously the person who originally sort of leaked this information about the CVE program yesterday, April 15th, and I figured I should probably tell the story of what happened. So yesterday I was contacted by an acquaintance via Signal, and their message was pretty simple. MITRE support for the CVE program was ending tomorrow. I asked for a source. They sent it, including a copy of the letter that was sent to CVE board members. Initially, they wanted me to keep the document a secret until the official announcement, but they quickly changed their minds, telling me I could post it publicly, so I did, along with a short message describing its contents. Reporters were also contacted separately, and slowly but surely articles were written about this as well. By the way, props to David D. Melfetta, apologies for the likely butchering of his name there. He managed to verify the story independently with MITRE and also contacted me separately about it. So yeah, go check out his stuff. He seems like a nice guy. Later that evening, I was given information by the same source that a self-described rogue group within the CVE board were going to form the CVE Foundation in order to ensure that the CVE program didn't just die. They gave me a press release and they asked for it to be released at 10 a.m. CET, which is Central European time, which is like 4 a.m. Eastern time, the time zone I'm in. I assume because this affects the international community and they wanted it to be live for when Europe got up. I honestly have no idea, but I scheduled it and tried to get to sleep, couldn't really. Their press release honestly raised a bunch of questions, like the fact that they say they've been working on this for a year, but not really mentioning what initially triggered them to work on it. I hope they talk about that at some point, to be honest. Also, the fact remains that CVE is a registered trademark of MITRE, so no idea how that one was going to play out at all. Either way, this morning, a few hours after the CVE Foundation announcement, CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, announced they were executing the option period on the contract to ensure there'd be no lapse in critical CVE services. By the way, several people were sharing a usaspending.gov link claiming it showed the contract that was due to expire, but the date on the expiration was April of 2024, so that just caused like way more confusion. Honestly, the search functionality on that site is pretty bad, and the only way I managed to find the actual contract was by downloading all of the data relating to MITRE as a CSV file and then just using Excel to find contracts expiring today, which I did, so I have at least confirmed the contract was due to expire today. So where does this leave us? Well, it's good that the CVE program is still funded, right? Assuming that the CISA decision holds. However, I think this is honestly just delaying the inevitable. And potentially we as an industry should be working towards a replacement. I'd like to say we have at least 11 months to do that, but honestly, who knows, right? Funding could just get rescinded at some point. I'm also not so sure that the CVE Foundation is the solution either, to be honest with you. Even if they somehow manage to get the CVE trademark or change the name to something else, another independent non-profit running something like the CVE program doesn't really solve the funding issue. It kind of just shifts it to the CVE Foundation. And this is an international problem, so it likely requires international solutions. Could the UN run this? Could the EU? The EU already have their own vulnerability database run by ENISA, I believe, the European Union Agency for Cybersecurity. Apparently they're still using their old abbreviation. So maybe we just use that? And look, the CVE system wasn't perfect, but it's a hugely useful resource for a lot of people on both the offensive and defensive side of security. So regardless of your feelings on it, we do need something like it. at least. And yeah, that's been the last roughly 24 hours of my life. I really appreciate all the support that I had yesterday when people were reaching out. That's really appreciated. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen from now, but I guess, yeah, we're in for a bit of a ride. Hopefully it keeps getting funded and everything's fine. I don't know. But yeah, leave a comment if you have one with your thoughts. They would be appreciated. And thanks for watching this video.